Hello and welcome to ARK Survival Evolved. We're on the Extinction map and today we're going to be out and about taming gasbags because I've found a much easier way to do it. When I started they were just giving me no end of problems. It was a case of having to chase them across the map, eventually catching up with them after putting in tons and tons of darts or trank arrows, and just by the time they came down and were knocked out, they just, something probably ate them. So I found a much easier way to do it now. But I've come out to the actual sulfur fields here down in the southwest corner because I want to run some other tests, because you can find these gas bags out here in this area. But I want to run a couple of tests first. But before I get started though, I mean, if at any time you do find yourself liking the video, then do please click that like button, because that'll help me out a great deal. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more content, then do subscribe, but remember to click the little bell icon, and then that way you'll get notifications for when new content comes out. And if you've got any comments or suggestions, anything you'd like to see on the channel, then just leave that in the note in the comment section below. But the reason I came out here is I have been able to tame a gas bag. I found a way. It's much easier when you use a proper trap. Much easier than the one I'd originally started with. I had basically like a box with a door, and I was trying to pull it in through the front door. But the trouble that I was finding was that by the time I had built the actual trap, usually something had actually caught up with us and it either killed the gas bags, or the gas bags had suddenly decided to go away somewhere. Oh, that's what I was trying to try and demonstrate. There's a little dillo's just suddenly popped up in the left corner. I've cleared this area out, and there was a little dillo just suddenly popped up right next to me. That spino, I mean, I was sitting here and the spino there popped up next to the tree. And that's something I wanted to go through, was the fact that I first started trying this method of using a trap to lure them in and then just basically stop them going anywhere. But I found a lot of problems doing that, because if I build a trap out here, what I'm finding is the dinos spawn at an alarming rate, much quicker. I don't know if they spawn right next to you or whether I've just been unlucky in finding spawn points, but it's another thing I wanted to try. I'm just going to put this down here. Just put that there. Now that dillo, what level is that? It's a level 18 dillo. Because there's one other thing I've found, is that I don't know if it's just specific to the corrupted dinos. I've had some weird stuff go on where I've built a trap, and then for extra protection I've put one of these like spike walls up around it. Now I've had corrupted dinos have come in and completely trashed it, and I've seen a dino like a trike or something. It was pretty low level trike, and that was putting out something like 1200 damage against walls and pillars. I've had like the entire spike wall just completely trashed in a very quick space of time. I've had I think there was one case where I'm pretty sure it was like a normal spino, and it unfortunately it managed to get into the trap, because I'd built this trap, put the spike walls up around it, went away to clear the area out, because that was the plan. I would just sit around keeping an eye out for any potential threat, and the plan was just to keep clearing the area. But I moved out to one little portion, cleared the area out. By the time I got back to the trap, there's a spino was right on top of the spike walls, and it managed to kill the gas bags I'd trapped. So that was very frustrating. So I'm just keeping an eye out here for anything that might just suddenly spawn, because I've seen, as I say, that spino that's over there in the corner. That thing spawned right next to the tree. I built a trap out here, and I had two trikes suddenly spawn right next to the trap. I've had a pteranodon spawn very close to one, and it flew in and it killed the gas bags. So I'm very reluctant to build anything at all out in this area, and just for the simple reason that these things they'll totally trash I mean, spike walls, metal walls, I don't think there's anything that's safe from them. And the amount of damage they throw out is extremely high. And just out of curiosity, I mean, what's that raptor over there? Because I'm looking for the low level ones in particular. So that's a level 24 raptor. I want to see if I can pull that over just to see if I can get at least interested in the spike walls. Now let's see how that 407 from a level 24 raptor. Now I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to see if I can get it. I mean, that's it. My spike wall's gone already. I mean, I've had to do barely anything. I mean, it ultimately got killed, but it's been throwing out 407 damage against just a spike wall. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, nothing is safe out here. I mean, like a normal dino won't bother the structures, so normally I'd build a trap, or I'd just put a spike wall up around. But that's a lot of damage to be taking from from just a very low level raptor. I mean, as I say, I mean, I was getting like well over like I think it was one of them was kicking out 1200 damage, another one was 1600, and they were fairly low level trikes. But I'm just going to sit around here for a bit longer. Oh, it's pteranodons come from somewhere. I'm just more interested in the spawns because while I've been out here, I mean, I've had like normal dinos have spawned as well as the corrupted ones. So I don't know if if I was just unlucky in that there was a particular area I was in that had a high spawn rate, or whether it was just a case of it's just normally like fast anyway. So I'm just going to pause the video for a short while because they're not coming up as quickly as they were in the last place I was at. So I'll just pause this for a second. Oh, there you go. Look, see, you suddenly just got three scorpions, and it's very unusual because I was just sitting on top of this trap. The expectation was that nothing would spawn around the actual structure. Anything I'd put down, I thought wouldn't spawn there. I mean, to be fair, I think it was pillars that I'd put down, but I would have thought that would have stopped the spawns, but no, they were still spawning in the area. Because what I've also found is that in that desert base that I've got, I mean, I've had things spawning actually right next to my building. Because I've got a little small round room that I use for like crafting, and it's where I put the bed. So I would have thought nothing would have spawned next to that, but it was very, very close where something suddenly spawned there, and the Melonosaurs picked it up and took it out. So yeah, I mean, things do still spawn quite quickly. I think it might be better if you don't put the foundations down. But sorry, if you put foundations down, it might help. But the sort of traps that I'm building are just gates, for instance, and pillars, and I don't think that necessarily helps. But it's just the idea that I've got foundations, square foundations, triangle foundations back in the desert area as well, and that still didn't seem to stop things spawning fairly close. So from what I've gathered, I mean, it doesn't really make sense to sort of like come out here, try to trap something, and then you basically just sit there and wait while you're waiting for it to tame up. It's just crazy. Things just spawn too quickly, I found. And if it's the corrupted dinos, they just absolutely trash any defences you put down there. I just couldn't keep up. I was going round and round in a circle, taking on Parises and I think it was Stegos, Trikes, Spinos, and I was keeping those away. But then all it took was something like a sudden spawn of a couple of Trikes, and they were hitting for like 1200, 1600 each, and they just totally trashed the place. Well, I think I was just unlucky, maybe, that this Spino somehow managed to actually land. I'm sure it spawned on top of the spike walls themselves. So I've never seen anything actually climb on top of a spike wall. The whole point of them is they're supposed to keep them away, but for whatever reason this Spino just suddenly popped up out of nowhere, and it was on top of the spikes and it just killed the Gasbags without even trying. So from what I've gathered, I mean the best strategy is to basically look for these Gasbags near to the city. That's your safest bet, because you don't want to be out there with a trap, because you can trap these fairly easily. But the problem then is the time you're going to spend actually having to tame it up and fend things off, just trying to keep it safe. I mean, the original strategy of using things like spike walls it's just finished now. They're just not going to last. So the best strategy is to look for something that's out here and try and tame it as close as possible to the city as you can. So I'm going to have a wander around and I'm going to have a look for one of these Gasbags, and then I'll bring you back as soon as I find one. Well, I haven't found anything right next to the city. There's a couple of very low level 18s out here. I mean, to be honest, I could take that out just using the long neck. Having this long neck helps a lot because it does quite a lot of damage, so it's a case of if I were to use that, I'd be able to take that probably down with just like a few hits, to be honest. I think that might be enough. We'll see. And I want to put my pillar just in front. You can use doors if you're on, say, like the vanilla version. If you use the vanilla version of the gates and doors, then you're fine. Just use one of them and then you can just pop the door on. I'm using pillars because it's a case of the problem that I've got is that because it's S+, all I've got to do is put the door in and it'll be set to automatically open, which isn't really practical. So I'm going to see if I can aggro this. It is, as I say, it's a bit far away from the city, but let's see if I can at least try and get its attention, which would help if I could hit it. Come here. One thing I've noticed, it doesn't seem to matter with the long neck whether I hit it in the face or whether I hit it in the side or whether it's like all puffed up. So it's starting to puff up there. Now it's lost interest, which is really annoying. I'm going to see if I can go back, because unfortunately now I'm kind of stuck because it's probably going to run away now. So that's a bit of a pain when I'm using a low level one. What you can do is, I mean, if you can get in front of it, you can kind of steer where it's going to go. Because it'll only accept a certain number of hits and then it'll just run away. Yeah, see? It's decided to run away because it's just it's frustrating. See, I mean, that's the frustrating thing. Normally what I've used it before and it's been a case of I can get the aggro, lure it back to the trap, and then that's it. Jobs are good. The only problem is trying to do it in a place where the trap isn't going to get then destroyed. Let's pick that up. I mean, with a lower level one, it's pretty easy to take it out with a long neck rifle, to be honest. But the problem is, you still got this issue having to chase things around. You know, with dire bears and all sorts out here. Oh, there it is. It's gone up. Is that it over there? I thought it went further away. Because I know when I first tried this, I had things like so like a normal long neck, a normal crossbow. If I hit it in the face, it would take less damage. So with this thing, it doesn't seem to matter. And the good thing is, it does that much damage. It doesn't actually take many hits to be able to take one of these things down. So just see where it's gone. Where did you go? Blew over here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I've just got to be careful of... Yeah, I've got a blooming dillo down there. Because I've managed to take... Because I wanted to test the long neck versus what it was like when I first tried. Because I was trying to take one down with things just like a normal dart. You know, normal darts and whatever. Oh, good grief. Will you not go away? The problem that I've got out now is I've got all these dinos are going to start creeping out of the woodwork, wanting to kill it. So basically, I mean, if it's low level, you can pretty much just take it out with a decent long neck. My only problem now is that something's going to probably try and wander in. Whoa! What was that for? I didn't attack you. Cheeky little devil. Yeah, so I mean, if it's low level, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, you can just trank it with a, you know, with a as long as you've got a reasonable long neck rifle and some darts. I mean, it's not that bad. The only problem is for me now is to actually try and protect the thing from anything coming into the area. I mean, it's got to think that's 18, so it might have something like 1,000 torpidity. It's got about 900 then. I mean, that's not too bad. So I mean, what I can do, I don't know what kibble to give it yet. I need to find out which of the kibble types it'll accept. But it's just going to be a slow process of taming this thing up with carrots and pretty much hoping that nothing comes out of the woodwork to want to kill it. Because I say I know metal spike walls won't make that much of a difference. Let's put this, and if I'd left it in a normal trap, even if I lured it into the trap out here, it's out in a place where you're still going to get like corrupted dinos and what have you, still are going to spawn and what have you. I would have preferred to have done it back, you know, maybe back there. You can kind of like coax them to go in a certain direction. If you're facing it and you shoot it and it's going to blow away, then it'll go away from you. So the idea would be you'd want to shoot it basically with, you know, with its back towards the city, and then you can, in theory, you should be able to coax it to go towards the city. So, it's out of curiosity, let's just see what this one, because this is a level 18. I mean, this one will get aggroed on me, and then it'll yeah, it'll try and blow me away. So just shoot that again. So about the third one, it's aggroed now. It's actually gone off in that direction. So there's got to be a. I was under the impression I'd be able to hit it in the face and get it to blow it off in that direction. Oh, now we've got a blooming stego getting in the way. Come here. Stop being a nuisance. I mean, I can leave that other one on its own for a while. A scorpion coming to badger me. It's like you just get no respite out here in the wastelands. None at all. I should have probably just popped a file of coal out. That would have made my life a bit easier. Right, where's this thing going? Right, there you are. Right. Oh, there's blooming raptors over there now. Right, so where is it? It's over there. Right. Yeah, so from what I found, I mean, you can definitely hit it once and it'll aggro, but then you'll be all right. So let's see if I hit it in the side from here. Now it's running away, which is interesting because normally it'd blow. Right, so yeah, see, knocked it out. It's too low level. But hitting it in the face, I was under the impression that if I hit it in the face, it would blow itself in the, you know, away from me, but for some reason that didn't happen. So I have to put a bit more practice in that to see what happens. See how to get that part to work. Let's see if there's anything else down here going on. Well, I'm going to basically just leave that one there because I want to look for a higher level one, because I definitely want to try this trap. Basically, I've got to be able to put the trap pretty close to wherever the actual gas bags is, but I've got to keep an eye out for any any threats in the area, because if they start to aggro it, then it'll just blow itself away. So what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to leave this one here, and then I'm going to go and look for a higher level one, so at least I can try my my trap. Well, this one's now tamed up. Took forever. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick it up, to be honest. Just pop you into a cryopod. I mean, level 26 it's come out. I mean, it's not going to be much use. I mean, it's got a kind of good weight on it, I must admit. I mean, for like a low level, but it's a case of I've been struggling to find any like pretty high level ones, to be honest. Ow, 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 ow! I've been really struggling to find some decent high level ones. I've been going out, and I mean, I was really tempted to, you know, to basically go out there and introduce some wonderful Gasbags to Larry the Longneck, but unfortunately that hasn't been the case. I'm getting a lot of low level ones. What about them back? I've just been getting a lot of low level ones, like 6s, 12s, 24, 30 maybe. So instead of getting to have a chat with Larry the Longneck, they've been talking to Sammy the Shotgun instead. So I mean, there was a lot of them. I didn't get all of their drops, but I mean, so far I've got about like 15 Gasbag bladders. So I don't know whether I should or not, because I mean, it seems kind of nuts. I've been going backwards and forwards along this path here, up and down along outside the walls, and I've just been getting these really low level ones. I did find a level 114, but I don't know, I think I'm kind of going to go against my own advice for coming out this far, because out there it's been pretty quiet. I think I was quite lucky until that thing just suddenly decided to stray in, because it's pretty much been like dire bears and stegos that have been wandering around this area. Just the normal ones. I think that's the first corrupted dinosaur that's really come anywhere close. I had a dillo down here I had to take out, so I mean, just outside of the city seems okay, but I mean, the best I found is a 114, and unfortunately there's the element vein has now sprung up nearby, and you've also got that that skeleton over there. Now that's Giga Country. I mean, if I try to tame something up out here, I'm probably going to be asking for trouble. But there's, yeah, I mean, there's that one there. It's a 114, and I'm really keen to test this this trap. It's kind of like the bed of the devil, you know. I mean, these dire bears are out here, not causing me any problems. They might get a bit annoyed if I get too close to them. But the trouble is, if I take them out, I could end up with something far worse. I've had a 150 giga out here at one point because I trashed an element vein before I even got near it. There's a 108. At least there was a 108 Gasbags out here. I don't know if it's that one, because there was a 40 odd something down here at one point. That's a 102. I mean, that's another option. I could try that. As I say, my only concern is though I'm out in Giga Country here. I suppose anything's better than nothing at this stage. So let's see what we can get. And just pray that we don't end up with a Giga coming chasing her. So that goes there. Right, so let's see. Oh, nope. Not Larry. Oh, you followed me here. Ah, hang on a minute. Right, I'm gonna have to be really careful now because I don't wanna pull that stego across. I was looking at that Gasbags, and I thought I'd I thought that was the one I'd tamed. I'm thinking, what? Did I actually pull it here? Right, I'll just swap these around and see if I can. What was that? Oh, it's a stego. Oh, thank God for that. I can deal with a stego being around. What do you think? I think this one's like a 40 something. Yeah. The trouble is the wander away. I mean, I've just like built this blooming thing. I'm back to front again, aren't I? I've just built this thing and I've it's wandered all the way over there. Oh, hopefully that trap's gone down. Come on, show some interest. Any interest will do. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. You know you want to. Seriously. Right, so basically I've got to get back there before that that trap wears out. We'll pop that there. Right, so right, it's puffing and puffing, blowing itself around. And it looks as though it is stuck. So I mean, at this point, I mean, you could use it normal trunks. You could use like a low-level long neck, a crossbow. It doesn't really matter. They've got a lot of torpidity, though. That's the only thing to bear in mind. So the better the weapon you've got, really, it's going to be a lot quicker. But the only trouble is I'm out here. And I don't... So you're a 48. You can go and huff and puff somewhere else if you don't mind. Your presence is not needed. Right, so that's down. But... I mean, I don't know if I've got enough... enough carrots. I'm gonna probably have to go back to base and get a load of carrots now, because I may as well just starve it out at this rate. I mean, I'll put these down, but whether it'll whether these things are going to last is anybody's guess, really. I mean, I'm just doing it for like kind of like peace of mind, but I know perfectly well if something like a corrupted dino comes along here, that'll try and trash the place. But at least, I mean, as you can see, I mean, the trap definitely works. I mean, you don't have any problems getting them into a trap. I mean, for the higher level ones, it seems to be a bit easier to get them into a trap. For the low level ones, I mean, I suppose you could argue, and why bother going after a low level one anyway? It's useful when you're like starting out, I suppose, and you're just testing the trap. But for those ones, I'd be more inclined to just chase them around, as long as you've got a decent long neck, and you can get those off the gatches. It's, you know, just what I tend to find is as long as you feed them metal, they'll get you a lot. Now I don't want to hang around here. I seriously don't want to hang around here, because I don't know whether I attract attention, or whether it's the trap that attracts attention, or what. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video, because I want to go and get some kibble, and I want to get some vegetables, because I'm curious to see if, I mean, I'm hoping this thing doesn't despawn, but I want to try the kibble and see if that'll do anything either as well, because I've got 3 types of kibble and maybe one of those might work on it. So I'll bring you back once I come back here. Okay then, so I went all the way over to the desert base where I've picked up some of the augmented kibble that I've already got. Getting some extra veggies. I've come back now, and this thing's still here. It's still unconscious as well, so that's a good thing. Assuming I can see again. Right, where are you? Down there somewhere. I know you're there somewhere. If I could just figure out how to get this how to get this thing working. So that's just asleep now. So I'm staying well out of the way, because I don't know if spawns are attracted to you or whether it's certain exact specific locations. So I'm sitting up here well out of the way, just keeping an eye on the area. I mean, so far you're getting dire bears and stegos wandering around, but it's, I mean, this is giga country. I know full well that the first time I came out exploring this place, in one of the videos, I think I might have spotted like a giga that was underneath there was that rib cage over there. Just down there you can see an element vein. Now there's a ridge just above. Now when I was doing my video for element vein runs, and basically I took out a pack of velonosaurs. I was just at the gates. What was it over there? I think there's like a gateway into the city over there somewhere there. I was just down there with a pack of velonosaurs, and this element vein showed up. So I thought, right, I'll go and test it out. It was a 10k one, so I thought, right, that's fine. So I came up the ramp, the other side of this ridge here, and there was a gigasaur just suddenly, just came into view, and it was tearing through the element vein. It was just ripping it apart. So I took the velonosaurs back to the gate there, and then basically I just I shot it and then ran around here. I mean, I literally dragged it out to this area here. I mean, I had to keep going back and shooting it a couple of times to get its aggro, but eventually it caught up with me and it killed me down in that little lake down there. But that was a 150 corrupted giga. There's times where I've come back out, it was still there, it was still wandering around down there. And there was another couple of gigasaurs. There was one at the far end and there was one down by the rib cages. So I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that giga doesn't spawn. I mean, I feel quite lucky at the moment to have these things like the dire bears and the stegos wandering around. I can see there's a corrupted trike down there, and I'm starting to get a bit edgy with that. It's a low level, and I think it's stuck, so I'm going to leave it be, because it's like I said, it's better the devil you know. The last thing I want is to, kill one of them, and next thing I know is a blooming gigasaur suddenly decide to spawn up instead. I mean, I know there's like weightings for how many of each type is supposed to spawn, but you just never know. With this, I mean, I've lost all track of what goes on with this with maps now, especially with this one, because I mean, I'm not used to things spawning up right next to you. I haven't seen that on a map before, where I've been sitting around and all of a sudden, a dino's just suddenly popped up out of nowhere. So what I'm doing for now, I mean, I'm going to pause the video in a short while, but I'm just going to keep going backwards and forwards to that trap, just keep feeding it narcotics until its food level goes down, and then I'm going to throw on these 3 types of kibble. I don't know if either one of these will work for it, but I'll also give it some vegetables, because I don't know why, but I noticed that level 18 gacha that I brought down, the carrots on that one were disappearing quite fast for some strange reason. I mean, these ones seem to be lasting a bit longer. Oddly enough, I mean, they're going spoil time. We're down to about what, 15-16 minutes maybe. It's okay. Whereas when they're on the gacha, I think they must have been going down at a really quick rate compared to what I'm expecting with the owl here. I don't know why. Because I kept going back and checking on that one just to make sure its narcotics was topped up, and the carrots were practically gone, so I had to keep feeding it more. So rather than just going down there and throwing everything on now and then keep going back and check the torpor, I'm going to try and starve it out as quite a lot, and then I'll just throw everything on and see how it goes. But in terms of, I mean, that trap, I mean, the good thing is, I mean, I don't know how it's going to go now, because yeah, I can see that trike's getting loose now. But I don't know how it's going to go, or whether I will be able to tame this thing up, because I just don't know what's going to spawn around here, to be honest. But at least we know the trap works. I mean, it's, as I've shown, it's really easy. It's a lot easier actually if you've got a high level Gasbags. The only trouble is trying to find them. That's the hardest part, is trying to find one that isn't getting attacked by something, or isn't too far away from the city. If you can get one near the city, it's a lot easier. It's less liable to, get badgered by corrupted dinos. But that trap, I mean, I managed to tame up a level 24 because I was testing this long neck rifle out against one, because I know when I was using normal darts in a long neck, or trank arrows and a crossbow, I wasn't getting much done. Oh, hang on, there's a pteranodon just suddenly popped up down there. I better take that thing out. Yeah, I mean, it was taking hundreds of arrows to take the something down. And it wasn't a particularly high level like that. It might have only been like a 50 or a 60 or something. And I went through like a lot of... oh, that's not what I need. I went through like a lot of arrows and a lot of darts before eventually it came down. I think it had something like about 3,000 or 4,000 torpidity. So I don't know if they've done something since, because the torpor doesn't seem that big compared to what I'd seen. Because I know that wasn't a high level, definitely wasn't a high level Gasbags that I brought down. But the trap works. I mean, I was going through like trying to find different methods that would work, because I know when I started on the map I was just chasing them around. I tried a sort of basically like a box with a door, well, rather a box with a gate. That it was just taking too long. It was, by the time I got the thing built, the Gasbags was either it had either gone away or it had been killed. So it was a case of I had to find something else that would work, and because I didn't want to chase things around. I've already tried that, and I ended up with although I managed to bring something down, it ultimately had got killed pretty soon afterwards, so I didn't like that at all. It just wasn't going to be a practical method. And what I've seen is there was, if you have a look at Nublet's channel, what he does, he uses 3 gateways and he uses a door at each end. Now that would work if you've got vanilla doors, but I'm using S+. I want to stay clear of the vanilla stuff, because the trouble is you've got to destroy them every time they don't. You can't pick them up. I think I haven't said that. I think you can pick them up with a demo gun. But yeah, the problem with an S+ door, as soon as I put that down, it would automatically try and open itself. So I didn't want to use doors, and I saw Lucky by Nature does this same method. He has 3 gates, and he puts the pillars on either side, one in the front, one in the back, and he just lures them through that way. All I've done that's different, basically what those 2 YouTubers have done, is to put in a bear trap. So I put a bear trap in front of that front pillar, and that was more for peace of mind. So that the idea is I'll just play tag with the Gasbags to lure it forward. Once it's into there, it should get trapped into the bear trap, and that gives me that confidence that I can just then suddenly run around to the back and put the pillar in, because I know it can turn around. So I'd rather, I mean, they don't cost much to make, so I prefer just putting the bear trap down just to be sure that it's going to keep it contained and give me enough time to finish it off. Because another thing I found is I've built one of these where I've put the gateways down, put the pillars down, and even then it can sometimes disappear. So and as you saw with that earlier one, the 18 one, I'd put the gateway system down, I put the trap in place, but it wandered off. I'd hit it once, and it kind of, the aggro, it lost aggro really quickly. So that was a bit frustrating. So it seems the trap seems to be much better if you're going for the higher level ones, which, to be honest, you probably would want to anyway. But I can definitely say that is the best trap I've seen, best one to use for Gasbags. So now it's pretty much just a waiting game and of going backwards and forwards, just keeping the torpor going, making sure that I keep that high enough, and then I'll just throw all these things on, and with a bit of luck nothing's going to respawn in here and take it out. So I'm going to pause the video, and I'll bring you back hopefully in a short while once we're done. Well, that really was a real kick in the teeth, that. If you'll notice, there's an orbital supply drop has landed. It's totally taken out my trap. There was absolutely nothing left. I just saw it come crashing down. There was like a stego, I think, and a dire bear over here. They got killed. Since then, the element vein has, I don't know whether it was destroyed, timed out, or what, but that's now gone. So this orbital supply drop came crashing down. And I just went, used the spyglass to have a look, and there was just a bunch of boxes around the Gasbags over there. So it completely trashed the trap. There was just, by the time I got over here, there was just nothing left. So for like peace of mind, I've done what I can basically. I've just put up this this spike wall that I've still got left. I still had a few of them in my inventory, but it's gonna take for ages. I thought I'd starve this thing out a lot more, but I hadn't. It seems so. It's gonna take a lot more to tame this one up. I mean, I threw the three different kibbles on it that I've got. So I've got simple kibble, basic kibble, and regular kibble, and it wasn't interested in any of those whatsoever. It straight away just started eating the carrots. So I'm assuming whatever its preferred kibble is, it's, I don't know, maybe it's superior or extraordinary or something. I don't know. I think there are two other types of kibbles you can get. But I'm back to a waiting game, and the thing that annoys me at the moment is that because that orbital supply drops come down, you're going to get more corrupted dinosaurs coming into this area. As soon as that thing starts, I think it's on a timer. Oh, it's a yellow one as well. Oh, struth. So I mean, you're going to get you're going to start with like where the first wave will come in, probably like the little dillos and what have you. So I think I'm going to get Freya out. Yeah, I think I better get her out, because if at least I can, it'll be easier to handle them using her, to be honest, if they suddenly show up. I mean, they can do like, when you saw what that raptor could do. Oh, you've got 2 more levels. Let's get you towards 15k. Hang on a minute. I picked the right one up. Why are you ready to mate? I haven't set you on mating. I've never put you on mating. Why would you be ready to mate? That's a bit weird. Yeah, so that's just frustrating. I honestly, I don't know. I'm very pessimistic, shall we say, that this is going to work now. Just because the trap's completely gone. All I've got left is a few spike walls, and I'm seriously expecting in the time frame to get a load of corrupted dinos now. Well, that sucks, because it took ages to even find just a reasonable level. I mean, she's like level 102, so she's like just about mid-level. Oh, it's a male. It's a male 102. Oh, I think it was a female 114 I saw, which was around here. But it's kind of put me off Gasbags, to be honest. I mean, I think they're probably good for like PvP. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on that one and keep my fingers and toes crossed that it's gonna survive. But I'll bring you back, whatever the case. Oh, now this is extremely lucky. I mean, that is what I'd call extremely unlucky. This is extremely lucky. A 180 female Thylacoleo. Oh, Struth. I don't have the kibble though. Oh, Struth. It's teasing me and taunting me because I don't have the kibble. But I think I've got enough darts. What the heck? I mean, I'm sure Freya here can take it on. Go on, let's give it a go. I don't want to go anywhere near where I'm at, where my Gasbags is. Come on, come on, come on. I mean, she can take quite a lot of damage. She's got the advantage of she's got. Oh, wait, stay still. I've got the advantage that she's got a bit of armor on. I mean, it's just a basic saddle. But I feel obliged to at least try. I mean, with a bit of luck, I might have quite a lot of Titan boa eggs. What did you have to throw that at her for? I mean, I appreciate it, but you know, it was oi! That's uncalled for. What has she done to you? Leave her be. So now I'm in a real pickle because I've got a noble supply drop over there. It's going to go off at some point, and a noble supply drop over there. I'm definitely going to have to go back to base. Should have like a poll basically to see, you know, which of these two is going to survive, if any, you know. Anyway, I'll be back in a short while. Well, it might be my lucky day after all. I went back to base and I had 10 Titan boa kibble on me. I rustled up another 5 just to be on the safe side. I've come back and she was still here. I put some extra. I'd made some extra spikes as well while I was there. Came back, put them around her, and double checked the gas bags over there, and it's still there. As soon as I gave her the Titan boa cable, she was sorted. I'm suddenly feeling like my luck has turned around. It's like, whoa, that is extremely lucky. Right, we'll pick you up. I mean, to be honest, I'm quite happy with Freya anyway. But now that I've got a 180, I'm suddenly feeling extremely lucky. What I've done with this one, I've just given it some more narcotics, and I'm really keeping my my fingers and toes crossed that my luck has turned, because I'm really worried that blooming orbital supply drop's going to go off any minute. I mean, we're up to about 90% now, so I think maybe another couple of feeds is enough for it. So I don't know what it's going to drop to, but it's just a case of... Oh, no, we don't want that thing coming here. Right, I'm going to have to clear that away. No, we can't have that. That has got to go. What level is it? Hopefully that gas bag over there will keep it company. I really want my luck to hold out here, because that only needs another couple of feeds, and then I'll have achieved a miracle. It'll be a Christmas miracle. I'll have got a 180 thylacoleo. Just showed up out of nowhere, just badgering I think it was a trike or something. I just saw this thylacoleo while I was sitting up there on Freya, and I thought, oh, that's a nice looking colour. And it was 180. Just cannot believe my luck. Right, I think I'm going to leave that T-Rex alone, because yeah, I don't want to sort of end up with something else spawning in either. So, oh, hang on. Oh, these have got to go. These have definitely got to go. Get away! Come here! Go away! It's been my lucky day so far. Please, you've got to go. I'm serious. I don't want to go anywhere near that orbital supply drop mine. I really don't want to go anywhere near that. Right, so yeah, hopefully this is going to be a Christmas miracle. So I'll pause the video and I'll come back once either that thing's up or something else goes wrong. Hallelujah! It actually worked. I've actually got a gas bags now tamed up. Oh, my luck seriously turned. Right, quickly, you're gonna go in a cryopod before things go horribly wrong. Right, come on, get in. Seriously, jump in. I don't care. Come on, get in. It's taking forever. Come on, hurry up. Right. Oh, thank goodness for that. That is one major relief. After all the hassle I've had trying to find one and then trying to even just get one in a trap. I mean, as I say, the trap works perfectly fine, but yeah, it's taken me like forever just like to find them. And then because I've been building these traps out where I found them, I end up with like usually something ends up coming in its face off. So that's really made my day. That was just like the pièce de résistance getting that thylacoleo though. I mean, I seriously didn't think I'd be able to get that gas bags, but man, I mean, getting a 180 thylacoleo, because I'd spent days trying to find a decent high level one, and now I'm getting a 180 one. Oh, this is my lucky day. Right, so what do you got on you? Right, so we're going to head back to the city, because I want to go back to safety. So I'm going to take these two back to the city, and then I'll have a bit of a play with this with the gas bags. So I'll be back in a minute. Right, I finally got those two back to the city, and I think that big hairy caterpillar I've got, there were 1 or 2 I think it was. I think I'm just going to keep that in a cryopod forever. That's like, but this one here it's actually the first one I got. It's just it was a 24 when I got it, so it's nothing wonderful. So it's got a saddle on, so basically when you ride it, you're on the front, but it's got a saddle on, so it can actually take a passenger. So it's you've got an option to like sit in the passenger seat, so you can ride on the back as a passenger if you want, or at least you can take someone along. So that's quite fun. So you don't actually need a saddle, but obviously it gives it a bit of armor as well. For like its front click, it's the left click. It's just, you know, its primary attack. It just bites. It's absolutely useless for melee. So don't be using it for that. But it for the right click, or in my case on a PC, it's a right click. So its alt attack is it sucks in air, and you can see there's like a little gasometer down in the bottom left corner telling you how much it's got. Now if you press the C key, it releases all of that air. So if there's any like small dinos in front, it actually blows them away. I mean, you probably saw in the video where one of them, like I think it hit me and it actually blew me out the way. So it can't do anything. It can jump up and down at the moment if I press the space key, but if I suck in a load of air, it inflates itself up. Now if I hit the space key, it actually propels itself forward. So I'm kind of like steering it using my mouse key, and you can see that the gasometer is going down. I mean, you can run around with it. It doesn't seem to sprint or anything, but I'll just suck in a bit more air. Just press the space key, and you can see that the gas is slowly going down. It goes to a certain height, and it starts to come. At some point, it's going to start to come down. I think it's like the more you press, the further it'll go. So I mean, I've just pressed it once there. I mean, that's about as far as it's gone. I mean, it's quite far. So the only drawback is when you come down, you've got to be inflated. You've got to have gas inside. If it comes down and it doesn't have any gas, it'll actually take fall damage. So it's got to be inflated. That padding protects it. And another useful thing is if it does get into a fight, if it's inflated, it takes a lot less damage. So that's something more for PvP apparently. If you're going to be doing like going up against turrets, apparently from what I've been looking at, they're extremely good for dealing with turrets apparently. So it's just something to bear in mind, is that I mean, to me, the kind of like, if you're going to go anywhere, you're just going to kind of like bunny hop, point it in the direction you wanted to go in, and then just, you know, just go. Don't sort of go to the high altitudes and anything, because the trouble is, the higher up it is, the worse your fall damage is going to be if it comes down and lands without any actual gas inside of it. But other than that, it's pretty much a pack mule. I mean, this thing's level 24. I've leveled it up to level 51, and I've been pumping oxygen. The more oxygen I give it, the more that gas meter goes up. So that seems to be the main thing to focus on. I mean, I wouldn't bother with things like the melee. I mean, you might want to pump health into it. It depends on what you're going to do and where you're going to take it, I suppose. But I mean, this thing's got a weight. It's got a carrying capacity of over 3,000. So it's a brilliant pack mule. But I think the downside is, I mean, I can steer it. If I steer it, the gas is going a lot quicker. You can see. It's going down, it'll go down anyway, but as soon as I start to steer it, once it's airborne, that gas will go down a lot quicker. So I mean, I'm speeding things up, and you can probably see that the gas meter was going down a lot quicker. So I mean, in terms of their function, I mean, they're yeah, I mean, I suppose they're interesting for someone like myself. They're a novelty. I don't really see me particularly using one, because I'm quite happy to use the terminals. The other thing you can do, actually, something I forgot, is you can press the space key like that, and you'll start to move around. You know, you'll start to fly and what have you. And as my luck would have it, it's stuck. Right, I'll just suck some air in. You can't suck any more in once you're actually airborne. So I'm trying, and it's not sucking any more in. If you want to go down, press the C key. So you can actually drop by pressing the C key, but the only drawback is you're going to lose all your air. So you don't want to be like, you know, you can go up and you can maneuver in that way, but if you want to come down quickly, you can just press the C key. Only drawback is, as I say, if you've got no gas in it, it's going to be really damaged. But yeah, I think it's an interesting novelty more than anything. So I mean, you can see the height I'm at the moment. I mean, I'm just going to press the C key. Yeah, you see, it took quite a bit of damage there. But I think it's with like what I like to do with ARK. I mean, even if I'm not going to use the dino, at least I want to like tame it up. They're all interesting. They've all got their own little mechanics in them. Usually they've got their own purposes, but there's just so many of them I mean, I end up just like specialising with certain ones. Oh, I've got trouble. There's trouble. We're in trouble. There's a defence unit out there. I can hear it. Yeah, there's a defence unit at the gate. So that's my big hairy caterpillar. Yeah, the other one's going to stay in storage for the rest of the game. But anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed the video. I mean, it's been a interesting twists and turns for me. I've really enjoyed it anyway. So yeah, I mean, if you find yourself liking the video, then do please click the like button. That'll help me out a great deal. If you want to see any more new content and you're new to the channel, then do subscribe. Just remember to click the little bell icon, and that way you'll get notifications for when new content comes out. And if you've got any suggestions, any comments, then do please put them in the little comment section below. Even if you want to like see anything particular on the channel, do please put that in, and I'll take a look. Well, thanks very much for watching. Until the next video, bye.